So I was born in Taiwan, but my family moved to China when I was 10 because my dad had to work there. And every year during spring and summer holiday, we would go back to Taiwan, and we would do the transfer in Hong Kong. And gradually, I have found that people in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China, they look similar, but they're actually very different. And if you don't really understand the culture or the history, you don't tend to understand, and there might be some fight or misunderstanding between each other. But if you do understand, you will find it really interesting. And as you might know, Taiwan has a very deep connection with Japan. Actually, my grandparents, they speak Japanese. Okay. And my house in Taiwan, it's tatami.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have very deep connection with Japan, and I thought, why don't I come and work or study in Japan, learn a new language, and be in this culture and learn more about this specific culture. And that's the reason why I came. One thing that I noticed a lot after I joined my university here in Japan is that Japanese students, they tend to attend a lot of after-school activity, whereas they don't really focus on their work or their study. But I think back in Taiwan, of course we do have such activities as well, but as a university student, we also focus a lot on the studies. When you are doing interviews with different companies, especially Japanese companies, they would tend to ask you a question like, "이치방 간바타 koto wa nan desu ka?" Like, what did you do the hardest in your university life? And if you take a look at all those job hunting guidebooks, they would teach you how to answer such questions. A perfect answer would be how you devote yourself in clubs activities.
Okay.
Yes, and I was having argument with my friends that why shouldn't we just answer like the thing that I did the hard is to get A+.
Yeah.
To pass my exam.
Yeah.
And apparently this might not be regarded as a good answer. Yeah. That is very interesting. Of course I did attend one or two clubs, but I thought I would want to focus more on my studies, and also I did a lot of different part-time jobs, and also I travel a lot in Japan. So instead of only focusing my life or school life in activities, I also experienced quite a lot in different areas.
What kind of jobs did you do?
Wow, that's a lot. In university, I actually did some jobs as an assistant to my professors, and also outside the university, I was handling pamphlet on the street. I work in udon restaurant.
Okay.
Yes, a noodle restaurant near my dormitory, and yes, I was also tutoring Japanese kids in English and Chinese. I work as a recruiter. I help people to find a job, or I help companies to find talents. Taking example, I usually go to work at 9 or 10, and sometimes, or usually, I would leave my office at around 10, 11.
Okay. I mean, is that because of your character, or do you feel like you have to do that?
I think it's part of my character. I have to say I'm workaholic, and I'm currently new to my company. So I thought that if I could focus more on my job and learn a lot, I would feel better. And also, despite being that, my managers, my colleagues, they always encourage me to go home earlier. So it's not like I was forced to stay late. It's just about me.
Yeah.
I just like to work. This is probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, living with a local Japanese family. I'm living with 4 generations here in this house. Living with a Japanese family will help you to embrace the culture, and you tend to use more local language as well, compared to living alone. And also you, again, will experience different culture shock.
What was a culture shock for you?
Especially, as you might know, Japan, they have a special culture regarding, I don't know, communication or the way, let's say, for example, when you visit some Japanese house, you have to take off your shoes in genkan, in the front door, before you really step into the house. And if you do not live with a Japanese family, or if you have never visited a Japanese house, you might not be able to experience that. Especially, you have to turn the shoe direction away, yes, like around.
Okay,
Yes.
Can you explain that a bit more, sorry?
Yeah, so when you step into the door, you usually would be facing the internal, let's say, living room.
Yeah.
But when you take your shoes off, you have to get down and turn the shoes having the shoes to face the front door.
Okay.
So that when you're leaving the house, you will be putting on your shoes more convenient.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can make a quick exit.
Exactly, yes. When earthquake happens.
Yeah.
I'm a football fan.
Okay.
Yes. So I watch football games, and I play football as well since middle school.
Okay.
So here in Japan, here in Tokyo, I usually play futsal with my friends.
Futsal?
Yeah, futsal.
Can you explain that? Maybe
Yeah,
some people
it's
don't know.
like a smaller size of the real football. So it's like 5-man team against 5-man team. Sometimes it's indoor, or it might be taking place outdoor as well.
Yeah.
But it's just a smaller team. I think it's pretty easy here in Tokyo. If you know someone who might share the same hobby, this will lead you to even one more people, or 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you attend once, you will know a bunch of people there, and they might invite you for the next. My favorite neighborhood would be the area that I'm currently living. One of the most friendly neighborhood that I've been living here in Japan. Yes, we have nice parks, and people here are extremely nice. Yes, it's more slow pace compared to Shinjuku, Shibuya, all those places.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those famous places. Yes, we often hang out as a family, or I would hang out with my friend to, let's say, last week we actually went to Enoshima, Kamakura.
Oh, by the beach there.
Exactly, and we were facing the ocean, enjoying the breeze, and having some sunbathe as well.
Yeah.
It's a really nice place.
Yeah.
So from Shinjuku, you can take some direct train, or you'd make some transfer. But again, it's not too far.
Yeah.
It will take about 1 hour to 2 hours
Sure.
from Shinjuku to the place. I have a lot of home on the earth. Yes, and this is one of my home.
Yeah.
Here with the family. I have home back in Taiwan, and home in Europe as well. So right now in Japan, this is my home.